Hey everybody, thank you for coming. Seriously, we we have tried to get up here a couple times. For whatever reason we couldn't, and then we were coming up to work out with Oregon today, and I was talking to my friends here, and I was like, hey, is there any way that we can like hang out with a bunch of listeners? And they said yes, and you guys came, so that's awesome. So thank you for listening to the show. Thank you for driving, whatever you did. And so more than anything, Eddie and I were like, well, let's just play some Raging Idiot songs. Most times people have to pay for a ticket for this crap, so congratulations.
That's right.
You're getting this crap for free. So Eddie and I have been friends for like
forever.
17 years or something.
Yeah.
Like we were friends way before we were doing the radio show together. And whenever we moved to Nashville, I'd started doing stand-up and doing some parody stuff on guitar. And Eddie was actually a real player. And so we started just getting in a car and driving to restaurants at first. It was really, and there'd be like 12 seats, but 12 people would come and we'd be like, it's sold out. I mean,
It was awesome.
Yeah.
We would tell everyone about
we never
it.
said how many seats were there, but we were sure to go, it's sold out. And so 12 seats turned into 25 seats, and before you knew it, we were playing a barbecue joint with like 8 tables, and it was awesome.
We made it.
We thought we'd hit our highlight. But what was crazy about it then is we would get in a van and drive all over the country, and we would take artists out with us that were new artists even then. I mean, we probably toured. There was a new artist that hadn't signed a record deal yet. And me, Eddie, her, like somebody from the radio station would drive and it was Kelsey Ballerini. And so we traveled all over the country with Kelsey. She'd ride in the back because she never didn't get car sick. And I'd ride in the front and Eddie would sleep in the middle. And
That was it.
we played like a history museum in North Carolina for like 30. You like history? I like that.
Museums. Yeah.
But what happened was we were playing all these shows and we were giving all the money to charity. And I was like, man, I told Eddie, I said, we're about to raise $1 million all in because we were giving it to animals and to St. Jude. And so we decided, let's have a show to celebrate the $1 million that we raised. And so like 4 months out, we scheduled this thing called the $1 Million Show, which we do in Nashville at the Ryman. But before we made that show happen, we had actually raised another $1 million because more and more people were coming to our shows, which was shocking to us because we're not good. Which, by the way, we're still not good. We've gotten funnier, but it's not like we're virtuosos up here. And so we've been able to raise $3-4 million for different charities by doing these shows, and it's been a pretty good run. We had a record deal for a while.
That sounds cool.
Yeah, it does sound cool. It does sound cool until you have to pay your record label like when you tour, and so it wasn't very good.
Yeah.
But
They dropped us.
We've had some songs that have done pretty well in like the kids chart. We sold a full record to Cracker Barrel, which was
Dude, that was cool.
that was cool. Yeah,
was cool.
and it was called the Raging Kidiots. Get it? So
They got it.
pretty smart group. Yeah. But so we're just gonna play some songs and do a Q&A if you guys want to do that. But I must warn you all, we went and worked out today. We did not think about this before we got here. Neither of us have deodorant on.
So we smell.
Like, we went hard. I was like maxing on bench press with like the middle linebacker from Oregon, and like I don't smell great, and I didn't realize until you do the quick finger, like the quick test. I was like, oh my god. So I'd love to meet everybody, take pictures, but it's funky. We're gonna get funky. So we can turn the lights up a little bit. We just don't like to. No, you don't want the lights up? You want to keep it down? We don't like to turn them up while we're singing because we don't want to see everybody's faces like, ugh. So we keep it down. So I think it'd be fun to do if you guys have any questions. It doesn't matter what the question's about. It could be about an artist that you love. It could be about us. It could be a math equation. We'll get it wrong.
That'll
but
be tough.
Yeah, but we're happy to answer anything. Yeah, right there. I see you. Go ahead.
If you could bring a country artist on stage with you guys right now to sing, who would it be?
Oh, that's a fun question.
Garth?
Yeah, Garth would be cool. Like we were
100%.
lucky enough, and I think I've been lucky enough to actually get to know Garth. Garth was like, when I was a kid, Garth was like my musical hero. He was the greatest. The first time I ever met him, I was nervous as crap. Second time I ever met him, he came in the studio, and he came in, and I was like, man, I've never like talked to Garth for more than 5 minutes because the first time I met him, it was very quick. And so he came in the studio, and he was so generous, and he was so nice. And at the end, they left something in my studio, and he had the guitar that he had brought to play because he played like James Taylor on the show. He left his guitar and signed it to me and left it in my studio, and I have it in my house. The last guitar I've ever kept from somebody, and I kept waiting for Garth to be mean. That was really it because he's so like kind all the time. And on April Fool's Day, this is the worst. On April Fool's Day, I get a text from a number. Now, I have what I thought was Garth's cell phone number. And not because we're best buddies or we're not in a fantasy league together or anything, but like I know Garth a little bit. And so I get a text from another number, and it's like, April Fool's Day, let me remind you. He said, hey, it's Garth. Do you want to come and open the stadium show that we're doing, like the 100,000 people? And I reply back, this ain't Garth. And he's like, it really is. And I was on the air at the time. And I was like, if you were Garth, you would know I was on the air. I'm not It's April Fool's Day. And so he's like, okay, I'll call you at like 11:30. So I was like, okay, cool. And so I go home, and my wife was there, and I was like, hey, Garth Brooks is about to call me from some number I don't know. And I know it's going to be one of my idiot friends, and they're trying to it's April Fool's Day. You can't ask anybody to do anything on April Fool's Day, period, especially if you're Garth Brooks. And so it rings, and I'm like, hello. And he's like, hey, Bobby, it's Garth. And I'm like, mm-hmm. And I hit mute, and my wife goes, that's Garth. And I'm like, oh, my God. And so I go back. I'm like, what's up? He goes, hey, how about come on out and open the show, 100,000 people, and it'd be super cool. And I'm like, I didn't want to say yes because I felt like since there were that many people, and I knew some of them would know us, but we do comedy music, and I don't know if 40% of them are like, what is happening right now? I felt like that would feel funny.
Just like what you guys went through.
Yeah.
Same thing.
For anybody that was dragged here by your wife or what happened there, that's what we thought was going to happen in the stadium.
Yeah.
And so my wife was, he's talking about like what the logistics are. My wife's like, you have to say yes. I'm like, I wanted to, but I didn't want to go and be a complete loser and have everybody leave the stadium. That'd be terrible, right? You look up, everybody's gone. And so it's like, we would love to do it. I didn't feel that way in my heart. Half my heart was like, I'd love to do it. The other half was like, I'm so insecure that I think people are going to not understand what we were even about. So I said, we'd love to do it. And he's like, perfect. See you there. So we get there day of the show. Eddie and I, we fly in. And it's around. So the stadium is all the way around. And what Garth does, he puts the stage right in the middle so he can like look at the whole crowd. And the whole stadium is full. And even the football field is full. And so Garth is sound checking, and Trisha, they're both out there, and they go first. And what happens with any tour, any big show, the headliner goes first because if they need more time, they take more time. And sometimes the headliner doesn't even go out and do it themselves, but their people do. So if there are any problems, they get the stage to fix it. And sometimes the support act or the opener, they don't even get on stage to sound check because they can't. The openers or the headliner is the most important. But Garth and Trisha are out there singing "In Another's Eyes," and they're doing their,
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it was
so
awesome.
Cool.
And so we walk up, and again, we know them a little bit. And I'm like, what's up, Garth, Trisha? And he's like, you guys ready? Now, typically, whenever there's a headliner, the opener gets a small part of the stage because the headliner doesn't allow the opener to run all over the place. And so I get that. And I'm like, hey, we'll be sure to stay. And he goes, no, use the whole stage. This is the first rule that Garth broke that was so cool of him. He goes, use the whole stage. He says, I want you to look at everybody. Don't worry about what like the traditional rules are of concerts. He says, use the whole thing. Run all the way around. And I thought it was a great idea until I did it and was out of breath. But still. So I'm like, great. And so, no, Trisha, too. She's awesome. She comes over, give her a hug, whatever. And Garth goes, how long did you guys set? I said, well, they told us like play for like 25 minutes. He goes, play as long as you want.
So we played for 3 hours.
Can you imagine? So I'm like, well, we probably won't go for much longer than Trisha. Right on cue, she goes, yeah, you probably shouldn't. Just being funny. So, but Garth was like, have the whole stage, play as long as you want. And he's like, they're going to stay here for me, and it's going to be amazing. So it's getting closer to going, and it's still a little daylight. And Garth was so cool because we were supposed to be it's just us and Garth. But it wasn't quite dark yet, and the show was going to start. So Garth's like, I'm going to send out one of my other guys who opens up some shows for me, who's part of the crew. He goes, because I want you guys to play at dark. And I was like, that's so cool. Because usually the opener plays in daylight. And you can like watch people go to the porta potty, and at night you don't have to see that. So the opener goes on, and he says, just wait 20 minutes or so. Gets completely dark, turns the lights on, gives us the whole stage. We go out, and we do a fine job. It was pretty. The stadium didn't empty out, which was great. And then it was really like one of the greatest nights ever because Garth was that cool, and he's always that cool. And now I've probably been with him 15, 16, 17 times, and he's always that cool. So to answer your question, Garth.
Quick, short question.
Yeah,
Short
yeah.
answer.
That's, Garth. Probably Garth, yeah. Okay. All right, what else we got?
They have
Yes.
They have a mic going around.
Yeah, let me get to her first, though, because she had her hand up. Yeah, go ahead.
So listen to 25 whistles every so often.
Thank you. That's our sports show,
Thank
25
you.
Whistles. Thank you. I'm going to say it on the microphone. Thank you.
Not a podcaster.
No, don't do that. Don't insult us.
Oh.
You literally can just say, this is what people do sometimes. Because what you guys didn't hear, she goes, hey, I listen to 25 Whistles sometimes when I'm out of podcasts. Now that, you could have just said, I listen to 25 Whistles. And I like that. Sometimes people will come up to me. I'll give you an example. I was at the Major League Baseball All-Star Game. And there are real celebrities there, and there's people like me, who some people know, but not everybody. And so, like, Terrell Owens is there, Des Bryant, Tiffany Haddish, like all these real celebrities. And I'm there. But I remember they were taking a picture with like T.O., and then I'm there in my jersey, and they come up and they go, can I get a picture? And I was like, yeah, I took a picture. And they go, who are you again? That's always weird. That was kind of what that felt like right there, just so you know. But yes, okay. So anyway, your question, the answer is Garth. It's Garth. No, go ahead.
No, how do you feel about Justin Herbert?
Justin Herbert, I think he's got a cannon of an arm. I think the Chargers are going to be really good with Jim Harbaugh this year. We're going to go down to training camp. We just got invited to go hang out with them. I don't know if you guys are Charger fans. I'm really not, but I'm not a Charger fan, and they invited us to come hang out. So I think that that's pretty cool. But I'm more of a Oregon State kind of guy myself, if I'm being honest.
Good answer.
Thank you. Yes. All right. I don't see anything up there, but if anybody has a question up there, yeah, let's just go to you. I like that. You have a Sandlot shirt on?
I do.
That's pretty cool. I like that. Yeah.
MVP, by the way.
Did I meet you outside earlier?
Yes, yeah. We thought maybe you thought we worked for the radio show.
No, I didn't know who it was. I'm just nice to everyone. We walked into the lobby, and these two women are there, and they're like, "What up?" And we're like, "What up?" And I didn't know if it was like a cousin, a listener. So I just try to treat everybody the same, just in case.
We had to like stop and get air in our tires. We got lost. The timing was pretty.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyways, I just still like winning songs on the podcast.
Me too.
I know. I bet. Like, do you think
So here's what happened.
we're gonna come back?
If you listen live, which I hope you do here on the Bull, and then anything you miss, if you go back and listen to the full podcast, because of the government, we have to pull music off. Really, it's like music rights issues where if we put music up and you go listen to it, not even full songs, but even clips, they can sue us because we've put something on demand that they're charging for in other forms. We should do it. I'll tell you. So,
Okay. This is how it goes, guys.
yeah,
always.
yeah. We on the live show, we still play the winning songs, but because of the podcast, the stupid rules, and we don't want to end up on podcast jail. Who's in that place? What are you in for? Breaking a podcast rule? I'd for sure be somebody's girlfriend real quick in prison. I mean, I would. I mean, I probably would anyway, even for any reason. But I would say that, but that's why I wish we could, but we can't. However, so about a year and a half ago, we did this contest on the air. It wasn't even a real contest. I was like, hey, somebody write like a theme song that we can play to start the show, and I'll give you like $500. And the truth is, I have to pay for like a lot of the prizes with my own money. If you listen to the show, you know that. I don't know why, but if for us to have them, I have to pay for prize. I was like, I will pay you $500 if we use it. Our lawyers called and said, you can't do that. Don't know why. Same people were going to put me in podcast jail, apparently. But they were like, you can't pay people. So I'm like, okay, fine. But we had all these submissions that were great. We had like 30 or 40 songs that were sent in over 2 weeks. People had produced them. And there were like 3 or 4 we really liked. But we couldn't continue on with the contest, which was really just me hiring somebody to make a song. So whatever. We move on with our life. And I'm like, well, that kind of sucked. And we really didn't get to update everybody till a few months later because we were right in the middle of the legal stuff. And so there was one song that we liked a lot. And I was like, man, it was it's the one we play now. It goes, wake up in the morning. I have a guy that's worked for me for 2 years that I hired, and he travels. We're so close. Everywhere I go, he goes with me. He edits videos, my digital guy. He shoots. He sent that song in under a fake name to see if we thought he was good. Reed. It was Reed who's here.
It was Reed.
So I went to Reed, and I was like, hey, you know that song that you did and you never told us it was you? Can I just play that? And he was like, I guess. So we play that now, and so far we haven't been put in podcast jail. Here's the thing, too. Reed has never played. I've never heard Reed actually sing it. Do you want him to come here and sing it?
Come on. Come on, Reed.
Have Eddie video it, Reed, while you're playing. because Eddie is his other job. Yeah, is a video guy. I've never heard Reed actually play this. If you're not familiar, it comes on during the show before the news, but we also put it on the second half of the podcast. And it's only been a couple months, but this was a song he sent us, fully produced with a fake name. We let it die, and then he was like, "Remember that song? That was me." We're like, "What?" So, ladies and gentlemen, do you know how to play it?
Yeah.
Okay. Never really asked him that. I'll be honest. Here is Reed Yarberry. Here you go.
I'm going to be honest. I haven't played live in like 7 or 8 years. So thank you, guys. This is really cool. Thank you. All right. You wake up in the morning. You turn the radio on and the dial just keeps on turning. But then you hear Eddie, Amy, Lunchbox, Morgan too, Scuba, Steve, Ray, and Abbott's trying to put you through. Mike D's writing this week's next bit. Now Bobby's on the mic, so you know what this is. Yeah. This is the Bobby Bones Show.
Come on. So,
Thank you.
the other day, Reed and I are together basically every day. And I travel, he's right beside me. The other day he goes, "You know I wrote a second verse." We didn't know you wrote the first verse. Do you know it? That second
Oh,
verse?
geez.
Can we hold your phone up?
Here, I
Because
can
he
pull
wrote,
it
and
up.
he
All
go,
right.
and again, we have not rehearsed this. He did not know he was going to play. And I said, "What's the second verse about?" He goes, "Well, I rap." I'm like, "What the crap?"
Okay. It is a rap, but it's not like that kind of rap. All right.
Should I hold it up, Drake, or no?
No, I can do it right here.
You got it?
No, it's all good. I got it.
And now I've not heard this. Do you feel good about it?
Oh, sure. I
Okay.
mean, yeah. Is it on? Oh, it wasn't even on. That's fantastic. It was just vocals.
Could you guys hear him play guitar last time? Okay.
You good? Okay.
What we can do though is we can have him do it again, just for the video. Yeah. Okay, but
You want me to try the verse?
do you want to do
with
the
it?
whole thing? Can you do the first verse again and then into the second verse? We
Sure,
haven't heard it?
I'll
So
try
don't
it.
clap yet. This is like the first time you ever heard it. So I'll be like, it's all gonna be fake. But I'll be like, "This is Reed," and you guys clap. But don't be like over the top, guys. Okay. And then afterward, you can be like over the top. But you know, you can tell if video is fake sometimes. Don't do that. All right. All right. Here he is, Reed Yarberry. Let's go.
You wake up in the morning. You turn the radio on and the dial just keeps on turning. But then you hear Eddie, Amy, Lunchbox, Morgan too, Scuba, Steve, Ray, and Abbott's trying to put you through. Mike D's writing this week's next bit. Now Bobby's on the mic, so you know what this is. Yeah. This is the Bobby Bones Show. It's a new day, I'ma have a great day. Listen to my friends and hear what they gonna say. Hold on, wait, time out.
Time out.
Time out.
Time out. This is
It's
first.
actually really hard to like look down.
Hold on.
Right here. Okay. All right. That's wonderful. All right. It's a new day, I'ma have a great day. Listen to my friends and hear what they gotta say. Like I'm a part of the show, you know. Cause as soon as it starts, I'm yelling morning studio. It's Eddie, Amy, Lunchbox, Morgan too, Scuba, Steve, Ray, and Abbott's trying to put you through. Mike D's writing this week's next bit. Now Bobby's on the mic, so you know what this is. Yeah. Let's go! This is the Bobby Bones Show.
Give it up for Reed.
Thank you, guys. Thank you. This was amazing.
Good job.
Man,
dude.
thank you, man. Thank you.
I've never heard him sing until right now. And he's like really good. I know. Eddie, come on back up. Let's do a call.
I'm going to take pictures now.
Yeah, he goes right back to his other
Get back
job.
to work.
Yes, go ahead.
I was wondering if you had any artists that are like they're in the hustle now. They're not mainstream. They're not hitting the radios just yet, but they're trying to hustle. Because through my husband, I got exposed to you, and I love your radio station, and he's exposed me to a lot of people that aren't really on the radio yet, but they're great, like Second Chance, Charlie
Sure.
Hurley, like all these great, like really talented artists, but they're not on the radio just yet. Do you have any artists that are doing the hustle now that
Yeah, I mean, that whole town, because I'm not from there, so Nashville to me, it's like this mystical land where, I mean, you can go to any bar and everybody is awesome. It's not only if you can sing or if you can play or if you can write. It's like you have to have all these, and you also have to have some sort of magic about what you can do that's slightly different, and have somebody who understands how they can, what you do, they can monetize. It's just a weird world now. And, you know, I think one of the guys that I would have said for sure like 3 months ago is actually doing it now. His name is Drew Baldridge. And the guy, he was on a record. It was a small record label. Like even his potential with the record label wasn't great because the record label was so small. But he puts out a song, and the record label loses all their money, goes bankrupt. Record label's dead. He's out of no record deal. So not only that, he's Tennille Towns, who I love, puts out a song with the exact same name, and she's on a record label. And he's like, man, none of this is going right for me. So he doesn't have a deal. He just keeps writing in town. And so for 3 years, and he gets married. And what happens with him is the song was out, but it wasn't streaming very well. But he's on TikTok, and he's like, I'm going to put the song out, do the wedding version because I just got married. And he puts it up, and he wakes up the next day, there's like 10 million views of the song. He wasn't like strategizing TikTok. If anything, he was just like, I'll just put music up. Maybe somebody will like it, and I can sell a couple T-shirts. Like that was really what his thing was. And so what happened was it absolutely translated into streaming, and so he started making a little bit of money from streaming. And what he did is he played 300 backyards over the next 2 years. He would just be like, I'll come play your backyard. And that's what he did. He showed up to people's house and played their backyard. And he would also show up to radio stations just like, hello, and they're like, we didn't invite you. And he's like, I know.
That's pretty awesome.
So with that, his songs are like number 7 this week on the chart. You know, it's really cool to see somebody with, and he doesn't have a record label still. So he's managing himself. He's running his own record label. He's been booking his own concerts until just recently, like a booker was like, hey, I'd like to help you. So there are 100 of those stories, but that was a guy who didn't quit, which is what a lot of Nashville is, and then strategized, because it's not just hard work. Like I feel like I've worked myself. Like I've worked really hard, but everybody works really hard. You know, it's working hard. It's believing in yourself. It's finding people who believe in you and who will champion you. And I think he's found that. And it's been really cool to see Drew Baldridge do that. The other artist that I would say that is weird that hasn't made it yet because she's so good and she's an artist in every way is, and maybe you know her name's Cassie Ashton. She makes her own clothes. She's such a good singer. She's like, you know, she's got like half of a screw loose, but it's the right half screw. Like that's what you have to have. Yeah, she's awesome. She's like, she to me is somebody who we've been close with for a long time, and it's like, how is she not a star? But now how I turn that is, I wonder when she'll be a star. Like that's how I feel about that. So there are, I mean, 50 of those if we, but again, it's you guys, the support of these artists, whomever it is, in country or folk or hip hop or, you know, now music, you can just like follow them on TikTok and buy a shirt or something because that matters. That helps them. That actually helps them pay the bills. So I'd encourage artists that you like to do that with, you know, if you can, buy a shirt or something from their online store because it does help them. But that's a great question. But if we were to do that, I'd be here all day. But those are the last 2 examples that I think of. Let's do one more question. Yes. We got 2. So I'm going to do 2 more questions. You go first.
Well, first of all, thank you for being here. This is so fun.
Thank you. She said I was really good looking for you guys in the back. She said she was stunned at how good looking I was in person. In case you guys couldn't hear, go ahead.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
For the show, for like organization and prep work, like I know that you guys must do some prep work and then some of it's kind of spontaneous, but like how much of that is like prepared and like does Mike D get mad when you go totally off course?
It's a great question. This is the for sure truth. The only 2 people that know what's going to be on the show that day are me and Mike D. That's it. And that because we do work hard on the show. Mike and I plan, this goes here, interview goes here. Now that is all planned by us. Nothing, I don't even have to say this. Nothing is scripted. God dang, if it was.
We're great writers.
That'd be the worst script writers ever. But what keeps the show, in my mind, a bit fresh at times is nobody knows where we're going except for me. And it used to just be me, but Mike is like my brain at this point. And I travel so much. And like even today, we're hopping in the studio. We were doing some work for the show and some affiliate stuff. And I do nights in a lot of places. And Mike already knows what's up. And he's handing me sheets. So Mike is my guy who knows exactly what's going to happen. And the rest of the show doesn't. And so what I want from them is what I've always wanted from them is just them to be themselves. Anybody that I hire for the show has never worked in radio. Eddie's been my best friend forever. I met Amy at a Culver's. I met Lunchbox at a bar. So that's what I want from them is to show up on time and have a good attitude and work. But they don't have any of the show planning because if they do, I think that would start to sound a bit fake. But we do work hard on it. Mike and I do in that part.
And we do send like little notes to you,
Like personal
hey,
not-
yeah,
yeah.
this happened to me or whatever,
Yeah.
and he decides if we want to talk about
What
it.
hurts their feelings when I never use them?
That's true.
Like they'll have something. this
No,
person-
or it makes what's the bad?
Oh, rejected segments.
Rejected segments.
Yeah.
And they're like, well,
Yeah.
we work hard too.
Yeah. But the hard work in the show preparation, because
I don't
everybody
do that.
does. The hard is it's just us, and we don't share with anybody else because we want the show to still be humans, and that's why sometimes it sucks. I mean, being honest. Yeah, let's do one more. Go ahead.
How well do you know Easton Corbin?
I used to know Easton really well.
Why is he so small? Like,
He's not. He's
He's pretty jacked, dude.
You not seen him?
And that's another reason
He's.
why he's not.
why does his show like he doesn't do concert like big concerts? He does little.
Are you blaming me for low ticket sales?
Is that his preference? Is he
I would think no one's preference is to do small shows. That's a great question. I know what you're saying. Easton had a big run, bunch of hits like "I'm a little more country than that."
All
and then-
over the road. Is that?
Yeah,
Is that him?
I'm all over the road. Yes, he had a big. And I don't know what happened with Easton, but record labels are very finicky. If you have a couple songs that aren't hits, then they don't prioritize you as much by spending money to promote you, to send your record label regionals out, to send the. And so the next thing you know, your songs are being held. The answer is, I don't even know if he's on a label anymore because I'm not in that part. I think he still sells pretty well, relatively, but I don't know that he's had a hit in a while. But he is really good. But I don't know the reason as to why he no longer has songs that are streaming wildly popular. That is really, I mean, we can't really affect that. I can't at all. Or on the radio. I don't know. Some would say he fell off. I wouldn't say that. I think he's really good, and it's. I think I don't really know the answer to that. But I will ask him, dude.
Good
Why don't you sell
question.
him bigger shows? But he is really good. I really like Easton.
always try and get his phone number at meet and greets.
What the crap?
Well, that's why.
Here, I'll give it to you. He probably liked that. No, just
His guitar player says it's 86753.
call that. I'm pretty sure that's right. Yeah, that's what I call when I want him. Yeah.
Yep, I got tickets.
Yeah.
We're sure you do. Yeah.
I think he's probably got a stalking order on me now.
You no longer have tickets. Well, cool. Do we want to? Okay, we're gonna take pictures.
Can I get one-
I just heard someone yell yes. I didn't even answer the question. I was just like, "Do we want to?" And I was gonna say kill the Easton Stalker, but if we're gonna do pictures, that'd be yeah. So what we'll do is we'll just turn the lights on, and we'd love to take pictures with everybody. Thank you so much for coming. I know it's a weeknight.
Bobby, one question, if you don't mind.
Hold on a second.
I have a question. Can you come back during Blazer season and do this again? How was that?
Blazers.
Would you
that-
guys want to come back if we did this again? Whatever. Yeah.
Basketball.
How about that? That'd be fun.
Here's the thing. Like Easton, my crowds get smaller. No, I'm kidding. Unlike Easton, I'm not talented. He is very talented. Yeah, no, thank you. Hopefully we can come do like a real show sometime. And I don't know what else to say, but let's take some pictures. All right.